Hello videographers. Today we're going to learn how to set up our Adobe Premiere Pro. So what we're going to do first is we're going to locate our Adobe Premiere Pro. You can find it either in your toolbar or you can go to your launch pad and you can type in a P and that will bring up your Premiere Pro. Another way you can find it is you can hold down and swipe to the left and you can find your Premiere Pro that way. We have pinned our Premiere Pro down in our toolbar for easy access because it's an app that we're going to use frequently. Once you start your Adobe Premiere Pro, I'm already signed in, but it might ask you for a sign in. Make sure you do not put your email. Go ahead and put at gcpsk12.org, and that is written on the board for you guys to log in and be able to use the free account. So the first thing we're going to do is create a new project. Go ahead and click on new project and we're going to name it. Right now this is for training purposes, so you can name it intro. And then one thing that is really important is that we tell it the location where we want to save this file. So we're going to go to choose location, and then most of you have a C drive. You'll see it here. It might have been renamed accidentally to something else, so make sure you have the little page there. And I'm going to use mine that's named Booker LaC because I have a different file setup structure. You're going to navigate to 2025, 2026. I have a lot of video content folders, so I'm just going to locate that. And then you're going to select your class period. Since I teach, I have 1 through 6 periods. If you do not have a folder for your class period, you can click on the new folder icon here and create a folder with the name of your class period. And then you're going to create a folder with your first initial and your last name, again by clicking on the new folder. If you need help with this, please see me. So I'm going to create one more folder named intro because we're going to have so many video projects that we're creating. We want to have folders for the different things that we're working on. I also have created one named backups. You can do that as well because we're going to tell Adobe Premiere Pro where to save our backups in case of a system failure or crash. So I'm going to click on the intro folder that has been created and I'm going to hit select. That way Premiere Pro knows that in my new project intro, I want it saved into a folder called intro. Right now we're not going to select a template and we're going to hit create. So Premiere Pro is thinking. Okay, so there's some sample media. When you come to your import screen, there's going to be a folder with sample media and you're going to select each one of those files. There's different ways you can do it. You can click on each of them. You can drag on top of it and go down and select all of the clips. By default, create a new sequence is on, so we're going to go ahead and turn that off because we do not want to create sequences. We want to be able to place our clips where we want them. And then once you're done with that, go ahead and hit import. Right here in our project panel, this is our project panel, you can see all of the clips that have been selected and brought in. Most of the time when you first start in Premiere Pro, it has this default learning screen up where there will be tutorials. Right now we don't have these tutorials, so I would like for you to click on the square up here at the right where you can change your workspace, and we're going to change that to the editing workspace. So within our workspace, let's talk about our workspace a little. We have our source monitor, and that is used when we double click on a clip in our project panel. You can see, you can play your clip. So that's what our source monitor is used for. So we have a program monitor. I can't speak right now. We have a program monitor here, and if we take and we drag one of our clips onto our timeline, then we will be able to play and see exactly what is on our timeline. Here we have our various tools, and there will be a separate tutorial on the Adobe Premiere Pro tools, but the ones that you need to know is your selection tool and your cut tool. Your selection tool will let you move your playhead throughout the clips, and then your cut tool, your razor tool, will allow you to cut up your media, and if you need to delete certain parts of it, you can. So those are our two most used tools here in Adobe Premiere Pro. Another way to import media is to come up here to the import, and then you're able to go and look in various places where you might have downloads or documents where you can import from. But we're going to use what we have so far. So different parts of your control panel is our effect controls. Whenever we add an effect, we're able to control it. And our effects are located here. If you see a double arrow, that means there are more files. And we have different effects. We have presets, Lumetri, audio transitions, video effects, and video transitions. And there will be a separate tutorial on that. We have graphics templates. Most of the time when we want to use transitions or lower thirds, we have basic graphic templates that we can drag on to our timeline on the video 2 layer. And as you can see, if you double click, you can edit your text. So a lower third is created to create a name of the person in the video. So I'm going to go ahead and type my name, and then I'm going to go up here and edit it that way. See if I can type now. AVTF teacher. And there you have your lower third. And it's called a lower third because it is at the bottom lower third of your computer screen. So we're going to look at libraries. If I was to create a library for you, you would have access here. We've got info. It talks about the different clips that are selected. Again, we have our effects. We have markers. We're going to learn how to use those. You can go back and change the history to the beginning when you first started, or you can literally go back down and we don't want to do that part, but you can go through your history and go back or forwards. Command Z will undo everything that you've done. So if you make an error, you can do that. You can also edit, redo. So if we wanted to redo everything we just undid, we could step through the edit, redo. I'm trying to see if my clips are going to come back. It says there's no sequence. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my project and go ahead and open up that sequence, and everything is back where it was. Once we are finished editing, we would go up to sequence, and we want to render in to out. Currently there is a yellow line on our timeline because we have not rendered out our clips, and this will help your export process become faster. Once we're done with that, we want to go up here to export. And then if you look, you'll see it has the name of the clip that was put on the timeline. If you would like to rename your sequence, you can click on it and name it using our file naming convention. So depending on which class period you have, our file naming convention is, say for instance, if you're in third period, will be 3, and then your first initial, your last name, and then the title of whatever the video is. We're going to stick with intro. As you can see, it has changed here, and now when we go to export, it did not update. Okay, I'm saying I want to export this. Let's see if we can get it to work. There it is. It went ahead and changed the name so that when I export, I don't have to rename it. When you submit it, I know whose file it is and I know what it is, so that we can give you credit on our news show when we use your clip. So this is important here. We're going to tell it again where we want it to put the video. That way we're not looking all over for it. I'm going to go back to my C drive. I'm going to go to 2025-26. I'm going to go to my class period, my name, and then I have a folder I created named intro, and I'm going to go ahead and save it there. Our file format should be H.264, and we're going to select the entire source, and we're going to click on export. Normally, if your clip is like mine, about 24 seconds, and most of the time they're going to be a little longer, it will take about that amount of time to export. Right now, you can see that the file is encoding. It exported the file. So I'm going to my C drive. I'm going to 2025-2026, my class period, my name, and I put it under intro. So right here, we have that intro clip. And it was exported successfully. This will be version 1. If we go in and do edits to this version, it will become version 2. And each version will definitely get a number added onto it. But I just wanted you guys to see the basics of importing footage, editing, exporting it. And now you guys will play around with your clips, put them in the order you would like, and your assignment will be to submit a 1-minute video clip of your edits. Export it with your name correctly, your class period, your name, and then what the clip is, and you're going to submit that. Please see me if you need help with this assignment. Let's go get to editing.